Yeah, whenever I get around to moving to a new place, I'm probably gonna situate my PS4 and stuff where it's actually by the modem and router instead of 2 floors above it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Get some actual wired connection.
All right. Stream should be on. And chat window is showing. Taki Snow, thank you for the follow before we even got the stream on. And yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome indeed. We are still ahead of schedule a little bit, but we'll be starting real soon. Probably doing some cool tarot and stuff like that.
La-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da. Oh, there it is. That beautiful, beautiful intro.
Yes, indeed. And of course, we do have the shirts that people have donated for and are getting them real soon. They are being sent as we speak and hopefully arrive to you as soon as possible. Now, these were one of a time offer or chance to get them, so we are not selling them or anything, just for those that donated. So thank you. Alright, I think we are pretty much ready to start this off as soon as I get my things together here.
I think this actually makes the first time that you and I have actually quested it, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Since, like, the odd thing about this is that we have done the Joy News podcast before.
Right, which is at the
And-
dead end of.
Sorry?
As at the dead end of it. I came
Yeah.
in last second.
Yeah. But still, like, we haven't done any hunting at all
Right.
as, like, in a group of, like, Adopt a Hunter or something, whatever. How do I need to create this source projector. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Finally, I'm able to play the game. Alright, so welcome everyone. First things first, I'm probably going to have to kind of introduce myself as well for many people, since my stream isn't that super popular or anything. So, hey, my name is Revon Leek. I'm a moderator over at Adopt a Hunter, as well as a streamer. I also make YouTube videos, and I do plan on making some official guides of sort for Adopt a Hunter YouTube channel as well. And all of these streams that we are going to stream will also be transferred over to Adopt a Hunter's YouTube channel, so you can check those out over there when we get things done. So Chippy, why don't you go and kind of introduce yourself as well?
Hey everybody, I'm ChippySenpai. You've probably seen me kind of babble here and there across the channels in the Adopt a Hunter Discord server. I'm also a moderator slash admin. And yes, I'm still alive. However, like many other people, I kind of do the 9 to 5 job and of sorts, so I try to dip in whenever I can.
Yeah, that's actually what happened to me as well, was that I got a job a little bit after Monster Hunter World was announced, and Thank you for the follow, awkward kite. Yeah, man, real life work, it can really get in the way of doing things that you want to do. At times,
Yeah,
of
but
course.
I like eating though, so that's a bonus.
Alright. Wait, I need to... Where is my... Where is the... I need my greatsword set.
You don't name your loadouts?
I do,
How dare
but
you?
I haven't named the last like 10 or so. I haven't named them.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just take the Anguish for this. I know I have the loadout for... Wait, is it this? Yeah, I think it's this one that I use. No, let's just go with this. That's fine. What do I have for this? Crit draw, crit boost, weakness exploits, fine. For Kultaroth. So yeah, we are doing Kultaroth. I might as well just ask you a very important question, which is that do you pet a Poogie?
Honestly, I always forget. As blasphemous as it is. I guess I'll go down and pet it now since you decided to bring it up.
Yeah, that's very important. I always do it when I come from quests and whenever I get the chance to do it, of course, but the thing that really irks me about it is that it starts to hate you even if you pet him like years and years from now. You're still petting him, and if you skip even like 3 pets, it's angry at you at the like immediately.
Well, yeah, it's got to keep you in line, otherwise.
Yeah. But what I like to say is that petting the Poogie, of course, it increases drop rates for gems, and it also introduces mantles in the game of Most Underworld. It increases the drop rate of G rank coming at some point.
I don't think that's how the Pookie works, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. Alright, do we have anyone joining in yet? Probably not. Oh yeah, I need to actually set the
Session ID? Yeah.
session ID on the stream itself. Alright. Add a new source. Text.
Wow. I managed to successfully pet my Poogie without the music playing.
Yeah. Wait, what did I do?
Yeah, I guess we'll see how far we get with 2 people on Kupateroth.
Yeah, we can actually
impossible.
do something else until we get more people in the room.
Yeah.
Alright, then I need to copy the session ID on here.
Do I have my items? Yes, I do.
I need to remove this. Hopefully the ID is okay if I put it over there, maybe. I don't know. It's over there. It might interfere with something, but it should be okay. So yeah, join up. Are we seriously doing Kolva? Just the 2 of us? Apparently we are. Okay.
Sorry about that. Somebody came in.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what happened. Yeah. So we are doing cool, just the two of us.
Yep. Just gonna wing it.
All right. Well, it's possible, of course, but it's hopefully we'll manage.
Yeah, for those that are watching that would just love to jump in, it looks like he has a session ID in the top right corner.
That is true.
Hey, look at that. We already have one contender.
Yay! Good! People joining in.
Don't have to do it alone if you got
Mhm.
friends.
Yeah. Alright, I'll actually do something. Since we are still here, I'll actually link this stream on my Twitter. I completely forget about doing these things. That. There. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Alright, so yeah, welcome everyone. I've said that like 1,000 times already, but you know, things happen when you start a stream and you need to kind of figure things out. And
No pressure, right?
yeah, no pressure at all. And I seem to have... There you go. Okay. Now we are pretty much ready. Oh, Cake joined. Okay, that's nice. I've been actually hunting with him recently.
Oh, okay.
He's
A returning
he's
patron.
pretty active on the Looking for Group channel, which is nice. Nice to see that.
Suppose I could always put it in the. That was my phone.
Mhm.
I can probably put it in the LFG.
What? Oh, you're putting on the... Oh, yeah. That makes sense, yeah. Because that's one of the most active channels. So remember to ping the LFGs.
There we go. It's better. Oh. Forgot zippings.
Are you putting the pings in there? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. You do that then. Okay.
Good morning. Good morning. Do, 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 do.
Good morning indeed. It's like 11 over there, right?
Yes, actually, 11:13.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 6 o'clock for me. Which is like
Happy
the perfect time for me to stream.
As long as it is on the weekend, it's not too bad for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Morning wa day sorry, I cannot pronounce your name.
Or a day in, maybe.
I don't know. Why I don't. With all respect, of course. You need to respect people's names. Alright. I'm ready to start the seats.
Yep.
So yeah, this is a questions and answers stream, so if you guys have any questions at all that you would like to ask about Adopt a Hunter, then please do so. I do have some filler questions here and there that I would like to add, but mostly what I would like is for people to ask questions rather than me forcing questions, because it can tend to become very, very awkward. Very scripted.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So basically, please ask us questions, otherwise he's going to have to very awkwardly ask me questions.
Yeah. And it's very weird to ask yourself the same questions, so I probably have to go after you each time. So it's more natural that way, I think. That's okay, I can't pronounce it either. Came from an EverQuest name generator 20 years ago. 20 years ago, man.
You know what you should do? You should either put it in Google Translate or put it into the Windows voice thing and see what it says.
Yeah. Just Google how to pronounce Uadain and there's a YouTube video about it.
Geez.
Yeah. Oh, it's in the middle of the map. Alright, it's going right from the...
See you around, buddy.
next to the rocks. Or the first cannon, it's going right from there. Really cool to see. I actually saw RX make the latest video about actually Kultaroth, where he explains that the cannons are actually more important than you actually using your weapon.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely stacks up. Like, if you're wanting to chip the gold off the horns in the first stage, then
Yeah.
it's definitely required.
Question: what quality of life improvement from Monster Hunter World do you think will be hardest to lose when going back to Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate? Ooh, that's a tough one. Personally, yeah, you go on ahead.
Well, I have kind of gotten used to the radio menu, but at the same time, I have, I don't know, like 7-ish years on the classic titles, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, that's actually one of the things. If you played previous games, it's really not that big of a deal to go back. But what I was thinking was paintballs and skullflies.
Yeah, that's gonna suck.
Yeah, cause the thing about that is, like, even though skullflies don't actually work the best in Monster Hunter World, they still completely remove the need to do anything to the monsters regarding to that, like how to follow them and whatever. So I definitely think that getting used to using paintballs again is going to be the hardest hurdle for many.
Um, I know another big one for people that are new to the series is probably going to be the loading screens, because they've gotten used to the whole entire map generated in one go.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they make the loading screen sound so terrible when it's really just like what, maybe 5-ish seconds in between zones.
Yeah.
Granted, it does add up after a while, but it's not the end of the world, per se.
Yeah. And I honestly think that most of the time the loading screens were helpful. Like, you could get away from a monster right away, and if you needed to heal or anything. It kind of shows in most of the world where you're like stuck in a loop of monsters just chasing you down and you can't really heal at any point. In some areas, of course.
One thing that will be interesting going back though is doing styles and arts again.
Yeah, I can see that. Depending, of course, what weapon you are using. Some weapons got good styles. Some weapons are a little bit worse ones.
Yeah, there's definitely some pros and cons to some of them. Although I'm really looking forward to Valor style, because I love the whole taking an attack and counter-attacking with your own.
Yeah. I haven't actually looked too much into the styles of Generations Ultimate. My knowledge from it comes from just Generations.
Yeah. You could probably think of the Valor one as like a adept style, except rather than doing the evade to trigger your additional attacks, you're basically doing like a stance where you're waiting for them to attack you.
Okay.
And then
So it's like
another
a
one
high risk, high reward type of
exactly.
thing? Yeah.
Like if you got the motions down, then you could pretty much keep it going for a while.
Yeah. I think I've actually seen that. I think the most or the least things that I've seen in Generations Ultimate is the alchemy style.
Yeah, that looks fun.
I've only seen people shaking the barrel and nothing else. Is this it?
Yeah. One thing I'm really curious about to see though is, since it uses 3 arts like Striker does, if it has the same combo movesets as it does, or if it has more fleshed out ones like Guild style does.
No. Oh my god, that was close. Oh no, I'm probably dead. No, I'm not.
If I can help you.
It's actually surprisingly easy to stream and hunt Kuntarot at the same time. It's like doesn't really need that much attention.
Just enough to where you don't die, preferably.
Yeah.
But no, I see what you're saying. Her fight's pretty scripted.
I'm on it. So what got you into Monster Hunter overall?
It was not particularly something that like, it's not a cool story or anything. I basically, in my younger years, I'd seen that they had a game for PSP, and that was I can't remember if it was Freedom United or was the one before that. So I picked it up. It's like, hey, this is pretty cool. I kind of like the concept of hunting things, getting their parts, and then basically crafting the better gear and all that. I kind of liked how that worked. Although, at the time, obviously, since my younger years, I was a bit fairer on the not as intelligent side. And as you know, in the older titles, the learning curve for Monster Hunter is fairly steep.
Yeah, definitely.
So initially, I didn't get very far in Freedom Unite, but it wasn't until Try on the Wii that's when it really started kicking in, and I started enjoying it more because I was actually able to play with other people. Because when Freedom Unite originally came out, it didn't really have strong multiplayer per se until they started coming out with ways to do the LAN parties through PS2 and things like that. Or no, not PS2. PS3?
PS.
Can't remember, it was so long ago.
Yeah. PS3 didn't have Monster Hunter, it had the ad hoc party for Freedom Unite.
Yes. But anyways, yeah, you get the idea. Because Try had online for quite a while until they decided to basically re-release Ultimate on the Wii U. So, lots of playtime in that one.
Oh, it's down. I'm just collecting these chips on the ground, not doing anything.
It's kind of funny you bring that up because I didn't really do any Monster Hunter community stuff until World.
Yeah.
Because I just kind of, you know, played with people that came into the lobby and things like that.
Yeah, I can kind of understand that, of course, like back in the day of Monster Hunter 1 and even Freedom Unite, there wasn't a proper community. Capcom did have their site or forum at the time, but it was even older than what we have now on Capcom's site, which is already like ancient. So there weren't like, okay, people were doing like game facts and whatever else, but searching for those things was a little bit hard, and everything was kind of just knowledge from other players.
Yeah.
Not until I was in a Try, it was kind of more established of a community. Even then, it was mostly just looking at forums.
And then as for jumping in, the session's actually open right now, and he has the ID for it in the top right corner. So you're welcome to jump in. I imagine whenever we start getting more people, we'll probably divide up teams.
Yeah. I mean, as long as I'm with Chippy, it's okay.
Yeah.
So you're free to kind of try and get in on the same party. But yeah, the ID is on the screen. Sorry, it's sometimes hard to follow the chat at the same time as you're hunting a monster.
Alright, so we still have the left tail and right tail left to do. Those are the only things left to break.
Yeah, I'm on the tail right now. I'm so used to hunting on RX's channel, or the team that they have, because they are like one facing this. So usually when you join up on their rooms, it's like, yeah, it doesn't really matter what you do, because someone is going to one face it.
Speaking of one phase, I noticed Eric's put a more detailed video as to the steps you kind of do to one phase it.
Yep, that's the same video that they talked about the uses of cannons. And of course, like he said, it's not the only way to do it. Like, I know for sure that there are better ways to handle status on full cutoff and stuff like that. But it definitely works if you have like 3 greatsword users and one using a charge blade on the beginning, and on the later stage have the last one as a bow user.
Yeah.
But you can probably just change the bow user to a hammer user on the last stage as well. Or better yet, have maybe punishing draw on the greatsword users. That could be something.
Oh, Timmons, I think you were actually in here earlier, if I remember right.
Yeah, he was, definitely was. I don't think he got into the party or what happened, but
I don't think he actually joined the quest. He was kind of sitting there for a minute, and maybe he got disconnected.
I don't know. Oh no. I'm dead. Yeah.
Just as she released.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing I can change away from my greatsword, I guess. Maybe? No, I'm not going to do that.
I'm definitely gonna change for what I got.
I did have something to follow up on the whole how did you get on Monster Hunter, but I completely forgot about it. It was something about earlier Monster Hunter.
Oh, you mean we were discussing it and it kind of got sidetracked?
Yeah, I kind of got sidetracked, and I was trying to follow up on it, but it seems I've forgotten what I had to say about it. Whatever.
But yeah, ever since then I've just kind of followed the series because I've liked it a lot. It was something I could get used to because obviously it's the one game series that has the most hours that I've spent than anything else.
Yeah.
Grab some tracks here.
No, I missed a perfect opportunity. No, it was so good. We're probably better off if we try to cut the tail.
Actually we could probably chip the horn before we do that.
Okay, okay.
Speaking of which, 1 CP, 2 CP.
Oh no!
That might have just messed it up. I hate that it gets immune to ranged weapons when it does that.
Oh my, oh dear. Well, even super mods from Adopt a Hunter can card apparently. Yeah, apparently. I mean, I'm supposed to be all powerful, omnipotent, and everything.
Well, I guess I don't have that sleep anymore. Oh well.
No, I missed.
Oh, that's right, you mounted it earlier, didn't you?
Yeah, but it's still possible to do it here.
Yeah, it just takes a little bit more effort. Ooh, helicopter. Oh, I'm actually stunned. Okay. Oh, no!
I tried to heal you.
The one time it stuns me. Steamrolls me.
Alright, some moderators VR for Adopt a Hunter. Both of us dead. Oh my god. And I'm probably dead as well.
This is our first hunt of the day, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna give us a
and
little slack.
also first coulter out for me on this week event. Right. Try to get it closer to the pillar if possible.
But that's okay though. It's still pursued 1, so really anything goes.
Yeah. Karma is dying. I don't have any life bars to help him.
Yeah, I do. Got him. It's okay, guys. I always bring 13. Not that I would like to use all of them, but I do. Staying alive, staying alive. Oh. Okay. Hey.
Oh.
Come
So
on.
you were actually one of the first ones to join out of the Hunter, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, I was around for the early phases. I wasn't made a moderator, per se, at first. I was a regular member for a while. Although, whenever Wolf does send out the announcement that we're looking for more, I did sign up for that. And unexpectedly, I actually got made one. Oh.
Oh, okay.
It was cake that time.
Yeah. That's actually something that is surprising to me about Gotarot runs, is that the meta, how do you pronounce that, meta?
Meta.
Yeah, is just to quit after the when he reaches the third phase or the third stage, just quit the hunt and do it again.
Yeah, depends on how confident you are. As you like to either break or chip the horns or break the tail.
Thank you for the follow. Who was it? I need to change. T24 Dokiel, thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. I need to actually move the follow thing. Latest follow. Where is it? I think it's not this one. It's alert box, I think. Yeah. So this one I need to move over here. Alright, it should be okay now. It was in the middle of the screen for some reason. I don't like it there, so I moved it on the side. Hopefully it's working now as intended, but it might be a little bit off still, because I can't constantly see it. But yeah.
Alrighty. Let's see who we got here. So as it stands, we have 5 people. Let's see.
Yeah, we have 5 people in the room. The room ID is on the screen right now. So please do join in, if possible.
So I suppose me and you could do the team of 2, and then they could be the team of 3.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as you post the quest, I'll
Yes.
join in.
Hello.
Posting the quest. Ah. Bum, 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 bum.
Alright. Divins, you can probably also join in on the and cake as well, unless of like do whatever you want, I guess. But we only have 5 here, so it's better to have teams than have one that goes or needs to wait in the lobby.
Let's get okay, weird.
Okay, Marty and Monkey 47 is actually joining in, so Timmins might be able to join in with him, I think. Is someone else up for 2-player team? Karma, if you're okay with going with Timmins, that would be amazing. Because I think we are fine with just 3 of us, with Cake and Chippy.
Yeah, we could always do two teams of 3.
Mm. So one of the reasons also for why we are doing these streams now is that Monster Hunter for PC is around the corner, and I personally at least felt like we need to do stuff with Adopt a Hunter and kind of show people that we are actually doing stuff and not just kind of being moderators and moderating the chat.
And that we're still alive.
Yeah, that we are still alive and everything is going as planned.
Oh, and I guess it's a way for us to kind of go over the fact that yes, we are going to attempt to cover Monster Hunter Generation Ultimate as the Adopt a Hunter program. Although we're still going to have to implement a way for people to do their either veteran or novice signups as Switch player, and then we'll have to kind of integrate that into our Sheets of Hell.
Indeed, and that's only for Switch. We are still probably going to have a handheld channel, but Generation Ultimate is just for Switch. So
yeah, I'm not sure how Wolf feels about necessarily. Because I think he wants to try to keep the Switch players separate, kind of like how we do PS4, Xbox, and upcoming PC.
Yeah, that was my understanding as well, and it can get a little bit confusing. Because I know for sure there are people playing the same game on handheld consoles, and they're like, I have the game, but why can't I join in on the fun? But that's just the reality of things.
Yeah. Yeah, sadly we'll lose some of the quality of life changes that comes with World, but at the same time we kind of get the perks of being on a semi-handheld again. It's, portable, we're not stuck to a TV per se.
Yeah, and that's so funny to me, because when, like, every single time you see a handheld version of Monster Hunter, it's like people complaining, my hands can't bear with this. I get cramps all the time. And when you get the console version, everyone is like, where's my handheld? It's like the complete opposite.
Oh, I managed to get it. Nice.
Good.
Although if you mix the two, have decent controls, and by controls I mean having a secondary joystick and it being portable, then you kind of make everybody happy.
Yeah. And of course, like, the Pro controller for Switch is apparently amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Martian Monkey 47 is Timmins. I didn't realize that.
He is Timmins. For some reason, that just made me think of the Tom Hanks movie with the Somalian pirates, I think. He's like, I am the captain now. I am the Timmins.
Hey, look at that! I have a rare pet over here.
Was it the flat snake thing by the cannons?
Yeah. A Chuchinoko.
I am not even going to attempt to pronounce that.
It's a good thing to be a Finnish or from Finland, because our pronunciation is very similar to Japanese. Everything is
Okay.
very easy to pronounce for Japan.
That makes sense. I'm gonna need help with the scan it over here.
I'll join as soon as possible, but I'm apparently stuck. So if you guys didn't know, the wedge beetles, you can actually use them to go from the other side of the map to the other side of the map pretty easily.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of them.
Yeah. It's completely possible to go from this first cannon to the last cannon without a problem.
There we go.
Now it's just the horns, nothing else matters.
That was my last cannonball.
Alright. All cannons should be okay if people are able to get in on
Get to them in
those.
time.
Yeah. I'll go to the last cannon at least.
Alright. She ignored the boulder. And apparently that cannon was out of range. Huh.
Probably not, you just can't see the damage numbers.
Yeah, maybe. Did we make it to Pursuit 3? Or are we on 2?
We are in Pursuit level 3.
Proceed with caution.
Okay.
All right.
Yay, I rolled through that roar.
Best feeling ever.
Yeah.
Something worth noting, which I can't remember if Icarus went over it or not. Something I always do is I kill the Gadulakas for their throwing knives, and I grab the sleep herbs that are kind of along the path for free sleep.
Yeah, that makes sense actually.
Kind of gives people who don't necessarily have sleep coating or sleep weaponry the opportunity to put it to sleep so people can get the bombs off.
Yeah.
At the cost of kind of dragging myself behind a little bit, trying to get all that material.
Yeah. I mean, depending on the group, of course, that's something you want to do.
Yeah.
Usually when I play with completely random people, what I like to do is just I collect footprints mostly, nothing else, just footprints. And just doing that helps the hunt progress so much more faster.
Well, yeah, because if you don't pursue level, you're really kind of making it harder on yourself.
Yeah.
I have arrived. I have
Good
best
job.
juices.
So one thing that I probably need to mention about myself as a Adapter Hunter moderator is that I personally haven't been like that much acting as a moderator recently, mostly because of like work and stuff like that, but also for reasons that like I personally want to see Adapter Hunter be a little bit more active with the community, and that's one of the reasons why I'm actually streaming and hopefully making the streams like maybe a weekly thing. But we'll see how that goes and how people are actually available for those streams.
Yeah. Doesn't hurt to get a little publicity. Hopefully, get a little bit more activity.
Yeah, a little bit more activity, and of course, something to keep in mind is that I do want to take some of the novices and veterans into the voice chat with me. So when we are doing something like similar to this, when I'm done with the like asking questions from moderators, we can transfer over to asking questions from veterans and novices alike and how they feel about the whole community idea and the program and how it's going for them. So that would be my ideal thing to happen with the streams.
That'd be interesting. Hopefully we can find some that are still active. Because I know the whole veteran novice thing tends to be not too terribly long lasting, because usually the veteran is fairly good at conveying the information across to their novice.
Yeah. That, and actually that follows up into a question. How do you feel about it, like the overall progress of the program, how it goes, like if you're a veteran and you're teaching a novice, how do you feel it's like going overall?
It's definitely going to vary from novice to novice because everybody learns differently. So, are you asking how I usually try to teach somebody, or just how the program is in general?
Yeah, just the program as general.
Well, we do have a kind of a curriculum you don't necessarily have to follow, but it kind of goes over all the possible things you can teach a novice. So, if they kind of use that as a bit of a guideline, you know, then the novice should really kind of get a lot from that by itself.
Okay. And as like, how would you like personally go about it?
Well, if I'm to be honest, I usually forgot about the curriculum a good portion of the time, because I typically, like, I'll kind of chatterbox about some things, but I usually leave it up to the novice to kind of be forthcoming about what they're kind of curious about. And I actually just put my throwing knives away. Ah, okay. Oh, no sleep again. But yeah, when it comes to, like, whenever I'm hunting with them, sometimes I'll kind of notice how they're doing things, or they're kind of a bit slow on the pickup. So sometimes I'll kind of drop some information to kind of either clarify things or let them know, oh, hey, you can do this as well. And that usually helps them out quite a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How do you feel about it being, if you don't have, if the novice doesn't have like a microphone? How would you approach that then?
I don't see it as too much of a problem because I have a USB keyboard, so I could definitely convey what I need to get across through the in-game chatting, or even on Discord, if need be.
I'm personally, like, I have had two novices. One of them decided that he likes Final Fantasy XIV more. So and the update kind of released right after Monster Hunter World. So he kind of went off on Final Fantasy XIV, but we were doing some voice chatting, and I was able to connect with him and do stuff together. But then as he kind of moved on to Final Fantasy 14, I got a second novice that I could teach a little bit, but he didn't actually have a microphone.
Mhm.
So we did kind of go through some of the stuff, but like through text and whatnot, but it ended up being very... I felt like I was copy-pasting my novice stuff from
The
like,
guides.
just like websites of Granico and showing him like drop rates and things of that nature. Like even though I wanted to teach the things myself, I just felt it was more easier to, if you don't have a voice chat, it's just so much easier to just copy paste some stuff to convey
it's
the
going
same
down.
message.
Yeah. Because there's definitely a lot of information that can be conveyed through text.
Yeah, and one of the things is that you cannot properly guide a novice during a hunt if you are using mouse and keyboard or just a keyboard to chat.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Because you could be trying to teach him how to use a weapon, and you'd be like, say, in an expedition or something, and you're trying to get the button combinations and timing down. Well, with voice chat, you can kind of be like, or you can be like, oh yeah, that's the timing, and try this button and this button while you're showing them the move.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit harder with text, but it's not necessarily impossible to do it.
Yeah, it's not impossible, but it does offer some challenges, and most of the teaching will come from like after the hunts rather than during it.
One thing I can say though, it kind of prevents you from having to repeat yourself because it's text. It's kind of there forever.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, we did go through it. Woohoo.
Woohoo! I think we completely ignored the tail, but woohoo!
Yeah, that's fine though. Alright.
So there's definitely some barriers when it can come to teaching, but there's always ways around it.
Yeah. That
Ultimately,
makes sense.
it depends on the veteran who's teaching. Like some people aren't exactly great at conveying what they're trying to say through text. Maybe, like maybe they're more
Yeah,
of a
and
vocal
it can
person.
also be opposite. Some like I'm personally it's very hard for me to convey something through voice, especially if it's English. It can get
I could see
confusing.
that.
You can see it right now.
I guess I didn't spare any cards for you guys that time. Blah.
Blah.
Yeah.
Welcome.
In terms of the program, though, it's kind of in a slump, but at the same time, with any fad or kind of new product, it eventually kind of has that down peak. Hopefully, with the PC release of World and the Switch release of Gen Ultimate, we'll kind of see some pick me up back into the whole program itself.
Yeah. That's definitely what I'm hoping, and yeah, definitely. And since we are starting these streams, hopefully to be more active, I think that's going to also make the community
things
a
more
little bit
lively.
more active and lively, and things of that nature. Yeah.
Ah, yes! I got the paralysis longsword.
Oh, good job.
Did Robin ever get that? I can't remember. I know he was hunting for it for the longest time.
Mhm. I have 2 of the paralyzed longswords, I think. just to rub it in a little bit.
Well, it's the rarity 8 one.
Rarity 8 paralyze.
Mm-hmm. I want to say it one-ups the what is it?
Yeah.
Their Hornetar longsword.
Yeah, I have 2 of those. I can dual wield them.
You can dual wield longswords. Okay.
That's the next weapon category we are going to get. Dual longswords.
That'd be slightly terrifying.
Or something like dual great swords, which was also, I think it was
I
on
mean,
Twitter. Someone posted it on Twitter.
It's already semi-unrealistic on how heavy these weapons actually are, and then you just want to use 2 of them.
Yep, 2 hammers. And that.
Oh, hello.
And again, if people are watching, there's 9 of you, I know that much. Please do send your questions on the chat and we'll try to answer them as best as we can. And of course, if you want to join in on the cultural hunts, we have the room ID on the top right corner.
So what are your thoughts on all the content releases they've been doing so far?
Content releases. I'm happy. I'm super happy. I didn't actually prepare my answers at all for these questions. I just thought that this is an important question to ask. I honestly think that as long as they keep going the pace that they are going, it's going to be good, really good. But the thing is that what's going to happen after? The things that we already know through some undisclosed things that we are not talking about. We already know quite a lot of things to come. So what's after that is my question, and that's what's mostly worrying for me. Because the thing is that they can probably go the route of, okay, PC release is coming, so let's focus on PC release, and they don't actually release anything of they're not going to release everything that they released on PS4 immediately, so they're going to do the same thing for PC.
Stagger the content releases.
Yeah, so that's going to kind of
Shift things
away from PS4, and PS4 is going to be very silent for maybe for a quite of a duration at least.
Yeah, I suppose I could see that happening. What I would love to see happen though is something kind of like what they did with Frontier, where they had the seasonal releases of stuff and introduced new things into the game itself.
Yeah.
See you around, buddy.
What would be those new things?
That's the thing. I don't know, because with Frontier, whenever they did the seasonal releases, they just introduced completely new things altogether.
Yeah, like new weapons and such.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Actually, we don't need it that far, because whenever it gets past the rocks,
Over
It's gonna stop for a second. So wait for it. Oh no! My cannon fire.
It's fine.
Darn it. But no, usually when it gets past the rocks, it'll stop to look around. And if you kind of aim the cannon towards the pillar to the left, you can basically hit its horns directly.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Yep. 1 second. Oh, okay, I guess Karma isn't jumping in for another cool tear off.
Ready for something else than Keith Hay. Well, yeah.
But that's okay though. Timmons
Yeah.
can jump in on this.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, how'd your guys' hunt go? Were you able to finish that Kuvateroth, or did you just kind of head on back? Out of curiosity.
Who are you asking? Probably Timminson? Or who?
I'm just asking the other group that
Oh.
had to
Oh, yeah.
2 minute.
Yeah. Alright, where is this gold route going?
It's over here.
over there, yeah. I'm so confused. Alright, I'll wait just under the rocks over here. So how do you think the Out of the Honor whole idea went after the release of Most Animal?
It kind of simmered down after a while, but like I mentioned, with all things, eventually they kind of slow down after the initial hype of it. But it's still going, surprisingly, despite the quietness of how the channels seem. Sometimes there's still people helping each other out whenever they can.
Yeah, that's my thought process on it as well. I would have really liked to have seen the, like, my whole idea for it was that everyone is going to stream Out of the Honor stuff, and it's going to be so much like the people doing stuff constantly and
More lively.
yeah, more lively, and just seeing people just hunt together and stuff like that. But it ended up being a little bit less than that, but still active.
Well, if I had the means to without it coming off as crappy, because obviously my PS4 is on Wi-Fi, like I mentioned before, so the streaming part of it would be probably a little rough.
Yeah,
And then obviously, if I don't have it going through my PC, it's kind of harder to do the whole scene editing and things like that.
yeah. Like, I completely understand that some people are just not able to stream, and it's a very how should I say this? I'm fortunate enough to be able to stream. Like, without this outlet, I don't know what I was going to do with Monster Hunter World, really. Just play randomly with people isn't enough for me these days anymore.
Yeah.
I do still play
Although-
some single player games and stuff like that, but Monster Hunter for me has always been a little bit
yeah.
different.
Yeah, I could definitely agree with that. I've had the guilty pleasure of kind of switching off to some other things from time to time.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, this is the first one.
But the other side of that coin though is again people's schedules have been getting a lot busy because I noticed Shay and what's his name?
Yeah, forgetting people's names.
Okay, now I gotta pull up Discord.
Yeah, Eyewise. No?
Eyewise, yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was wanting to think of eyeworm. That's what I wanted to double check.
No offense, of course.
Yeah, no offense. But yeah, they're gonna start streaming since, or they're gonna begin the process of doing more streaming since their schedules have freed up.
Yeah, that's what I've heard as well, and yeah, seems to be a cool thing. I've also seen one other moderator stream quite often, but I'm also forgetting his name.
I think it's Joey.
I mean, like Joinu, I know he's streaming quite often, and he's currently playing Dauntless quite a lot.
Or at least trying to. I think he's still trying to log into the server last I checked.
Yeah, I think everyone is trying to log into that game. But there's also another moderator that streams quite often, and I think he's also partnered or at least affiliate.
I thought that was Joinu.
Yeah, Joinu is one of them. There's also another one. I keep forgetting
Oh,
his name.
okay.
Though. Yeah.
I should probably use dashers.
Oh no! Shoulder bash.
What shall I ever do?
So what would you like to be explored a little bit more on Adopt a Hunter? In terms of what like content that we kinda not release but you know, offer people. Like we had the contest stuff and whatever.
We did, however,
Yeah.
we didn't get as many people as we were kind of expecting to participate in those.
Yeah.
So I think,
I was expecting that completely to be that way.
yeah, I guess not as many people were hyped up for the whole contest thing as we thought. So we just kind of pulled back on those a little bit. Well, that and everybody obviously started getting busy, so we
Yeah.
had to try to squeeze in time for those.
Yeah. And for me personally, that's actually the point where I kind of also trailed off from Adopt a Hunter a little bit. Sorry for being so negative, but the idea of Adopt a Hunter was to kind of help new players to get into Monster Hunter, and the contest stuff kind of didn't contribute to that as much.
Yeah, it wasn't really meant to be a thing per se. It was just kind of something extra on the side.
Yeah.
Kind of something to get the community to be a tad bit more active with each other. Not necessarily required, but just to kind of incite things.
Yeah.
Well, not incite, that sounds
No,
bad.
I can definitely like understand that, kind of why that was the thing. But I definitely wasn't like super like active with it.
Mhm.
But I'm glad that there were like moderators that were actually trying to get it
Going, yeah.
get it going. Different squads complicate things. Sorry, what? Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
You mean trying to divide up the teams?
Yeah, he means that.
It depends on how it's divided up. Like, if we had more people to do like a even board group, that would be a bit better.
Yeah.
At that point, if you don't have enough for full groups, and it kind of makes it a little bit awkward because then you have to either divide it up based on who knows who or based on kind of do a skill base basically, because obviously you don't want to try to put all of the inexperienced people on one side and all the experienced ones on the other. That's a bit too one-sided for my taste.
Yeah, that's actually true. I'll just be
So
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So whenever I try to do Kovalteroth, like if I notice the teams are a bit unbalanced, I'll try to put myself on the smaller team to kind of even things out a bit. Picking up some tea.
All right. I forgot to link the stream for some people because I was talking to them like I'm going to link this stream to you guys, but then I completely forgot
I
about
never
it.
did.
Yeah.
Oops.
All right. I'm back in business. No, I'm not. Alright, there you go. So yeah, I definitely understand like dividing the groups on two different or dividing like balancing the teams.
Yeah,
Makes
trying to do hunting parties.
Yeah, that's like almost like it's one of the most important things to do if you're in a situation like this, where you need like at least one person that knows most of the stuff to do, and
Is geared for it.
yeah.
Like that's why I was trying to basically get me and you on one team, because I know me and you could probably handle it just fine, and then the other three could have been on the one team.
Yeah.
So they have some extra arms and legs.
Yeah, and
I think-
honestly, it doesn't even matter in Kultarot, even if the hunt goes badly.
Speaking of badly. Yeah, because you don't exactly kill her. You
Yeah.
just basically keep going at her until you completely break her horns.
And you have 3 runs anyhow.
At least, yeah. Well, no, not at least. If you're with a really knit group, like pre-planned and everything, you can squeeze off the one. Although usually I like doing it at least in twos.
Yeah, at least in 2s, but sometimes it just happens that it's 3 hunts and there's nothing you can really do about it.
I think I actually used my ancient potion going down the tunnel. Crap. Oh well, I think that was only the first round of this siege, right?
Yeah.
Stretch.
Alright.
So to kind of go back on your 3 novices, do you still have any of them that you're playing with?
I actually had 2 novices, not 3, but no, I don't. I figured that I don't have the time, which I do, surprisingly. But the thing is that I definitely do need a novice that has a microphone and is willing to hunt whenever, basically.
So open schedule and preferably a mic.
Yeah, and like actual interest for the game and wants to learn and wants to know everything about the game and stuff like that. But the thing is that you can't actually find a person that easy to be like that, and on top of that, things like usually people already knew, like the two novices that I had already knew quite a lot about the game. They knew about the like the basic stuff was already like something they knew, so that was kind of skipped most of the time. If you're looking at the curriculum, it's just 90% of that is just skipped immediately.
Yeah, and that's the thing about teaching somebody. Like sometimes they might even already know how to use the weapon, and they just want to kind of shotgun question you for particular info.
Yeah.
Which that's okay as well, because
Yeah, and that's the part that I really enjoyed, was when my novice was asking me questions. How does this work? How does my greatsword shoulder bash work? And I kind of showed him that those kind of things. That's where I got the joy from, definitely.
yeah,
But it's a whole different thing when you are kind of having the mentor attitude and going out there and being like, yeah, you just do this and kind of this is how this works, and without anyone asking you any questions. I need to remember to put the intro scene on every loading screen. And as a reminder, of course, the Adopt the Hunter t-shirts are out and are coming to you, to those people that of course donated and asked for a t-shirt. We are not selling them currently and probably won't, but we'll see how that goes. Anyhow.
yes, and a shout out to Wolf for setting that all up, because I know he's been not only super busy, but he basically had to hire the artist to make the design, and then he basically had to send that to the printer, and I'm pretty sure he actually handled the shipping by himself,
Yeah.
which for a lot of t-shirts that's quite a bit of a task.
Mm-hmm,
'Cause
definitely.
I think he did point out that if he does do the t-shirt thing again, he's probably going to go more along the lines of a actual, like maybe t-shirt manufacturer, in a way that he can kind of have it all done in one place, so
Yeah.
it's a bit easier on him and people get their t-shirts quicker,
Yeah.
obviously. But yes, I have also ordered a t-shirt, so I feel your pain in terms of all that.
Yeah. I didn't order a t-shirt myself. I should have, and I had the money, but I just kind of skipped over it. It was one of the moments where I was like working and was too busy to do anything else really. So I wasn't active at all on the Discord channel. I was just reading or skimming through the comments and was like, oh, t-shirts, okay.
Would you like to buy my t-shirt at 3 times the value?
I think there's some sort of I think that's a little bit illegal to do that.
Oh, obviously I'm joking. I don't want to sell my t-shirt. That sucker's mine. Good times.
Look, it's rocks. Alright, it's the second run. I was
Yeah.
wondering why these horns were here to be carved.
Oh, whenever she got past the first set of boulders, I managed to time it just right to where it hit her head. So all I had to do was shoot a couple times with my bow and it came off. Hey, look at that chip. Nice.
Everything is
Okay.
going dandy.
Yeah, super dandy.
I really love these second phases because really you just bash buttons and everything just goes.
Well,
What
yeah, with
happens-
the orange chipped before the final stage as well, it kind of lets us focus a bit more on the tail, or we can just go straight for that horn destruction.
Mhm.
Oh no, I didn't prepare the cannon. No.
I'll prepare this cannon. Probably too late for it, but whatever.
Oh wait, this cannon's already loaded. Eee. Push, push, push.
Alright, good.
You know,
it's still
that's-
there.
That's probably one of one of the bigger quality of lives about cannons that I'm gonna miss is the fact that you can push the cannon left or right to re-aim it.
Yeah, but then again, you
Okay.
don't really need it in
Cannons
the
that much.
other- Yeah, and the earlier games you don't really need, like they're positioned well enough already.
Okay, well, what about ballistas? They made such an improvement on the ballistas.
Yeah, ballista, of course. Like rapid fire is so good.
Rapid fire, just the way it feels so much nicer too.
Oh, I forgot about these. No. Ugh. Still hit. Good. I'm gonna mount him here. No.
I suppose another one is dealing with stacks of items again, because before you would have to do multiples of like what 99, depending on the item.
Yep. And now
Whereas
we
in
can
World, they-
have,
Thousands.
yeah, stack of 9,999.
All right.
I did kind of like how they took out the need for the box expansions, and they just set it to automatically expand depending on how close you get to filling it up.
Yeah. That's a good life improvement, definitely. Don't need to worry about the maximum.
Not to mention,
Yeah.
not to mention combination chances and having to bring like 4 or 5 combo books.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Who died?
to think. It was
Was
cake.
it Cake? Yeah.
Yeah, she kind of melted into a gooey puddle of cake, I guess. Trying to think of some other things. Oh yeah, going back to the old skill system and having to deal with the skill charts like an Excel spreadsheet. Oh, kids these days, they have it so easy when it comes to their armor skills and stuff.
Yeah. There's some really good life improvements in Monster World, but then again, now I'm kinda... I don't know. Some
Yeah.
changes are good and some are... Eh.
But really, the only people that are going to fill it are probably the veterans, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
At least in turn, and what I mean by veteran are the people that have actually played at least one of the previous titles.
Yeah.
Because the previous titles kind of mashed together into how they play. Like World is definitely the big game changer for the series.
Yeah.
Although, at the same time, if World is your first one and you kind of are interested in seeing what it, either how it used to play or kind of wanting something a little bit different, like more classic Japanese RPG-ish style, then Generation Ultimate would probably be a better fit for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a completely different experience going for Generation Ultimate, definitely. Especially after Modern World.
Hmm. But the thing that Generation Ultimate has is that sweet, sweet G rank.
Yeah.
Oh, not
If
to
you-
mention
if you're-
Transmog.
If you're really, really waiting for G rank to come to most Underworld, then to satisfy your needs, just get Generations Ultimate and be happy for a while.
And for those that are not necessarily sure what the G rank part is, it's basically the next tier level of difficulty and a bunch more mission or quest content wise.
Yeah. So it's like low rank and high rank in Modern World, but
Mhm.
I really liked how seamless it seemed to go from low rank to high rank in Modern World.
Yeah,
It didn't feel
that's
like I was
true.
doing something new all of a sudden.
but at the same time, it kind of made it a little bit more difficult to understand how you're transitioning into that. Like the monsters just suddenly become harder,
Yeah.
and then it's like, oh, I have this new armor that happens to come from the same monsters that I did in low rank. It's kind of odd, at least for a new person.
Yeah, for a new person, that's I can understand that. Perhaps that's why I felt like it was so seamless compared to earlier games where like high rank was an online thing only or G rank was.
Yeah, G rank was
Depending on-
definitely locked to.
High rank
online play.
was also, but it was in the very first game and yeah. I think in Freedom
Oh.
Unite also it was locked in online only. I'm not
Yeah,
completely
I'd
sure.
actually just remembered that you'll have to deal with these separate instances of village quests and hub quests again.
Mhm.
That's another quality of life change. The fact that World basically made all of the quests into one seamless experience between single and online.
Yeah. Martian Monkey or Timins. What are you talking about, beans?
Get out there and show us how it's done.
I think that's because he died earlier.
Oh, okay. Wait,
Yeah,
he
that was
died?
a while ago.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the last quest.
Then he probably is talking about something completely different.
Alright, so I have to switch my equipment without accidentally putting my sleeve knives away forever.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Just a trick.
Get them horns. Oh, yeah! Cake using that hammer to lift me off.
Oh, gave you a boost.
Yeah.
By the power of friendship, I launched thee.
Oh my god. Cake, don't die. We need you. Oh my god, I'm going to die. Ah!
Simple friends.
Oh my, oh dear. It's very intense right now.
I can see that. Ah! Oh, the life powder.
Oh.
Alrighty.
And he's hungry. Or she, whatever
The thing.
thing. They.
And sleep.
Oh, good. I just got stunned.
Ah, no, Timmons, no. Don't hit it. We gotta do
I
bombs.
stunned.
Oh, actually got knocked out.
Yeah.
That was highly unexpected. Sorry about that, Cake. I thought I was asleep, so I was putting bombs on it.
Yeah, I'm not doing a good job here at all. I think I'm dead. No, I'm not. Oh, I was wondering why things are so weird. I have my gunner radio menu, so I don't have
Yeah.
whetstones.
Nicely done.
No.
Well, at least they're still in your regular item menu.
Mm.
Alrighty. And coming down. Whoosha. I'm gonna make an attempt for that too.
Oh, 963.
No! No! Okay, everybody's alive. There we go, kill some.
Good job. Ow. Oh no. No.
Timmons has fallen and he can't get up.
No, the wrong damn thing. Dash, choose when I need to heal.
Because obviously that's how those work.
Yeah. Oh my god. Why is this so hard all of a sudden?
Don't mind me just being a good little helicopter. No! Survive!
Yeah.
Oh, there goes my essences.
Horns broke. No. Take him.
Ah!
There you go.
Ah!
Finally. I wasn't concentrating on the beginning of the hunt at all.
Uh,
So yeah,
ah.
if people are wondering why I'm silent or not actually like following up on things that Chippy is saying, it's because I'm focusing too much on the hunt. I'm like, yeah.
He's too far into the zone.
Yeah. I'll try to do better next hunt.
Ah, that's okay.
Yeah.
I think that was actually Pursuit 3, so we actually did fairly well.
Mm-hmm.
Let me double check.
No supply in weapons, whatever.
Yeah, Pursuit 3.
Alright.
So in my mind, that went very well. Not exactly Pursuit 1 run, well, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
I'll say it feels more comfortable doing it in 2 runs anyways.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit more forgiving and relaxed to do it on 2 runs.
Oh, intro.
So what's your favorite weapon for Monster World? Or in...
That's kind of hard to say for me, honestly, because I dabble in a bit of everything. Initially, I did a lot with bow guns because they changed so much with bow guns that I loved it. So I stuck with that for a good while, and then I started messing around with other stuff.
Yeah. I actually like definitely feel the same way, because I started just because of my novice at the time. I started with a charge blade, because in there, in the info that they had given was that they used charge blade. So I was like, okay, well, this is the first game that I'm going to learn charge blade now. So I learned it for myself. I played through the whole game with charge blade, and like not even like maybe halfway through the game we started to do like veteran novice kind of stuff, and he was doing great sword.
Nice.
So
Did it ever get to the point to where he was doing better than you?
no, because he was the guy that kind of left off with Final Fantasy 14.
Ah, gotcha.
But
So
he
you
was
never outgrew.
yeah, and he was doing great sword, so I kind of learned charge blade for him, but it ended up being kind of pointless to do that.
Not necessarily. You got to learn something new out of it.
Yeah, I got to learn something new out of it, and I can now teach charge blade for someone, which is good.
And that's what makes doing veteran work kind of fun in its own, because you not only reinforce your own knowledge on something, but you can also kind of learn something completely new in the process.
Yeah. But luckily great sword isn't that hard to teach in Monster World, so I kind of picked it up.
In terms
rather
of potions
quickly.
and stuff, there's not much to it. Really, the part that can be difficult is teaching the timings.
Yeah. The timing definitely comes from practice, nothing else. There's nothing you can really say to how to do it and when to do it, other than, okay, well, if you see a monster roar, do a shoulder bash. Other than that, just attack. That's the like basic idea, but of course you can teach much more, but definitely from just practice you will learn so much more.
Right.
But I definitely feel like the learning curve from Great Sword was like marginally, like a very marginal, how should I say this? Like the difference between the learning Charge Blade and learning Great Sword is so huge.
Yeah, that feeling of hitting like a truck.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good to see you.
Have you posted the siege yet? Or should we do something else?
What was that?
Have you posted the siege, or should we do something else?
Oh, actually forgot to.
I mean, I'm fine with
See.
whatever. We can do the siege.
Considering I'm getting weapons I haven't gotten from the last time the event was out. I'm kind of interested in doing it some more.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it more. I only need armor spheres anyhow. That's why I'm doing this. One of the coolest comments I get on Kultaroth is that luckily I don't need to do Kultaroth anymore,
Mm-hmm.
and I can for
Well.
sure say that if you can just do it as much as you can.
Yeah, you're definitely not tied to it per se. Like once you got the armor and you got some weapons that you like out of it, you can just kind of drop it if you want to. However, what I find pretty nice about it, it is a humongous cash grab. It's like, oh, I got both armors. I can completely sell every body part that comes my way now. Because I'm almost at 6 million zenny because of it, surprisingly.
Yeah, I'm personally saving all of the parts unless I need money for some special weapon or something. Then I kind of sell some of the stuff, but I'm mostly keeping. Because what I'm pretty sure is going to happen is G rank, and then you're going to need a lot of Kultaroth stuff or something. So like, yeah, we figured out these. There's like all of you have like million of these items, so let's put them into use. The same
Well,
thing
at the same,
kinda.
I still keep some parts on reserve. Like obviously, I don't sell all the glintstones and stuff that I still get.
Yeah. Because I remember when Chen Moran came out almost in a try.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
Those
yeah,
were the days.
yeah. I was like, yeah, I'll just do this until I get the armor and the weapon and whatnot. I think I was using longsword at the time, and I made the longsword and the armor set. And only after it was like, yeah, you need this armor or these pieces for this and this and this and thing. You're like, no, why didn't I farm it more? Or you all of a sudden you want another weapon from Chen Moran or something like that. So definitely worth it to farm it.
Seems like Faultline is a fellow community member, although this is his first time doing the siege altogether, so he's asking where to join at.
Alright. You can see the ID, room ID on the top right corner of the screen. It's 48K RV, whatever, just it's there.
Well, I don't think Faultline's actually watching the stream per se. He was, because I posted the an LFG.
Oh, yeah. Then just... Yeah.
A little bit concerned with his armor, though. Might be a little rough on him, but I suppose we can get him through.
I'll just repost the session ID if anyone wants to join it. Oh, Faultline. Yeah. So do you think the... Oh! Captain179, thank you for the follow, thank you so much. Welcome indeed, and I hope you enjoy your stay. And if you guys have any questions at all, please do ask them in the chat and we will try to answer them. I do notice that we have dwindling viewers now. Only 5 of you left, but we were at 11 at some point. So yeah, please do ask your questions and we'll try to answer them. Faultline. Please be ready. Any weapon advice? Which element?
Let's see. Now, since it's just me and you chatting in here, I'll probably have to type it out.
Yeah.
Let's see. Thunder on.
Thank you, Martian Monkey, as well. Or Timmins. I think those were the same person. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining in with us. Overall, elemental is of course dragon, if you don't care about when.
I think dragon is the most balanced, isn't it? Although
Yeah.
it doesn't like benefit on either or phase, but it does balanced.
It's balanced, so if you just want to use one weapon throughout, then dragon.
Although me, I kind of like doing the kind of go back and forth between
Yeah.
both.
It makes sense. It's more efficient either way, so or that way. I'll focus on not guarding. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to hear that the wolf or the t-shirts are in the process of being shipped over the weekend,
Yeah.
or at least being sent out over the weekend. I'm not sure when we'll actually receive them, because we do get those questions from time to time. Because it's been probably a few months, hasn't it, since
Yeah.
we started that?
I think the last announcement was a little bit over a month ago. About the t-shirts that they have arrived. It was a month ago or something.
Yeah.
So it's been a while. So do you think the Adopt a Hunter program will reach a point where it's not necessary anymore?
If Capcom keeps up with the Monster Hunter titles, it could very possibly well be a thing that's always around. But at the same time, it depends on how our volunteer moderators, matchmakers, and so forth either stick around, or if Wolf decides to do the shout out for signups. Because much like with our veterans, our matchmakers and moderators, it's all voluntary. Like, people basically try to put in whatever time they can to help the community and help the program itself continue.
Yeah. I'm definitely on
Alright.
board with that.
See you around, buddy.
Like, I don't think it's going away ever, if possible at least. Okay. Cool.
Well, it's possible. You
Yeah,
kind of cut out on that.
Call this lagging.
Okay. So, don't drop the rocks on her quite yet.
Alright.
Over here.
So what she's gonna do, she's gonna go up to the rocks, and she's gonna stop right about there. That's when we fire this one. Usually if I have some people help me outload this cannon, we can usually chip off the gold with this cannon. That knocks her over, and then when she gets back up, then we drop the boulders on her for extra
Oh,
time.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
But that works though. Like, I mean, there's a bunch of ways that this thing can be done.
Yeah.
It's just one of those particular ways I happen to kind of end up finding out with some friends.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they kind of found out, and they kind of showed me what they tend to do with the cannons.
And everyone does it a little bit differently.
Mm-hmm. Like I noticed, Acrex and his crew, they usually do it slightly different, but it's just as efficient, if not even more efficient, actually.
Mhm. I'll get the last cannon ready. I mostly play solo, so I am not exactly versed on MH vocabulary.
Well, it depends on what kind of vocabulary you are referring to, because there is quite a bit of it, and some of them are direct, and then others they're not as direct.
Yeah. Some of them are general RPG game vocabulary, and others are just straight up most other stuff. Alright, that's loaded up.
Oh, that might be bad.
Oh, you're using the bow. Nice. Oh,
Oh.
that's bad.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. Now it's
Son
raining.
of a muffin. But that's the thing, it's really weird how she works, because I basically hit staggered her, and she kind of leaned over a bit, and she knocked over the boulders that connect, or that
Mhm.
basically blocked that path.
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna hurt.
Oh well, it happens. It's whatever. It's the first run anyhow.
Yeah, but we could have really used those tracks for
Yeah.
pursuit. Speaking of which, I need to start gathering some.
Mhm.
And I should have probably have mentioned to the person that we needed to pick him up.
Yeah, collect tracks as much as possible is important. Even though I don't necessarily do it myself.
Don't follow your own advice.
Only on occasion. Only when it's necessary.
Only when you feel it's necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to give it to other people.
And of course hitting the chest is important since that triggers the molten stage.
Yes, the chest. I don't know if it necessarily pertains to the chest or if it makes it quicker when you hit the chest, but I think fire also flames her up.
Yeah.
Which is not too bad actually, because I think last I recall seeing, I think Timmons has the Rathalos greatsword, right?
Yeah. Ow.
Yeah.
That's the Rathalos greatsword, which is good. One thing that I do notice myself doing a lot in Motion of World is just playing solo. Much more than in any other previous game.
You mean like how easy it is?
Yeah, basically. Like, I would love to do more online hunts, but the thing is that breaking the parts and whatever is just so much more tasking
Oh yeah, definitely.
that I just prefer to do things solo.
Yeah,
Which
the
is-
thresholds for multiplayer part breaking is definitely up there.
Mhm. And it's not even like, of course you can do part breaking in multiplayer as well, but
It's a lot more coordinated
Yeah.
task work.
yeah. Why am I hitting this horn when I don't need to?
Oh, you could always work towards the chipping damage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I should have probably warned him about the floor is lava attacks.
Nice. Oh my god. I'll try to get the tail off. Or break the tails. Oh, it's leaving already. Okay.
Keep looking. Don't let up. We're bound to pick up the trail somewhere.
Stopping me.
It's like, I don't need the cars.
Ah, that's okay. I don't even have my sound on.
Alright, I'll just collect stuff now.
Into battle.
Into battle we go. So how long have we been doing this stream for? 2 hours now. Alright. That's actually, like, I was planning on doing just 2 hour streams from
A
these.
shorter one.
Like, not even short one. 2 hours is usually what I do. I don't like to do like 4-hour things that kind of spiral off into nothing.
Right. Well, I mean, we were doing Kopateros, which that usually kind of drags things out.
Yeah. And I'm totally fine with continuing as well. I don't mind at all, actually. No, I wasn't
Hey, it's the
expecting that.
weekend, right?
Wait, what?
It's the weekend, right?
Yeah, it's the weekend.
So have you ever dabbled around with the bow at all?
Yeah, I have. I have like 4 sets for it, definitely. It's like so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, her Thunderbow works excellent on her.
Yeah. I haven't really tested it out on Goltaroth. I'm mostly doing Diablos with bow.
Mm-hmm. Well, kind of like with the dual blades, since they're relatively fast attacking, they really benefit on the elemental side of things.
Yeah.
So whenever I really want to try to break parts on my own, especially for Kuvalteroff, I usually use bow.
Yeah. I can see that, definitely. The piercing shot especially is like super good. Such a long
Oh.
monster.
The session ID is in the top right corner.
Oh
By the
no,
way.
no. I did that, sorry.
Ah, that's okay. We still got that one, which I almost
just
missed out.
barely. Completely different. Yeah, ID is on the top right corner. Don't die. I'm going to die. Lava explosions all of a sudden. I don't have anything with me. That's one of the things that happens when you're streaming. You forgot to stack up on items.
Well, you got your item loadouts, right?
Yeah. Of course I do have those, but I still forget.
I could see that happening.
Oh no, I think I'm dead.
You think? Looks like you are.
I hate how the last charge attack on the crate so it brings you so far
Watch
behind.
yourself.
Yeah, that's okay. We got it released anyways.
Alright.
Doing pretty good, especially with a hunter that's this is the first run he's ever done of it.
Yeah. Was this the second round or the first round?
No, I think this is the first one again.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. He didn't know about the quick route. So he's running.
Yeah, for those that are watching and happen to be joining us for this, there is basically a very long slip and slide. If you climb up it at the camp, it'll basically shortcut you down to the second stage, like the end of the second stage, right?
Yep. End of the second stage and leads to third stage.
Yeah, definitely glad they implemented that.
Yeah. But it doesn't, surprisingly, it doesn't take too long to, if you know the veg beetle stuff, it doesn't take super long to get from
Now get out there and show us how
running.
it's done.
Yeah, I could see that.
If we didn't mount him at all, I think it's possible to do it here.
I don't think we chipped the horns yet, did we?
No.
Okay. I'll probably do that then. Or work towards it anyways. I should probably make a shadow for sleeping.
Yeah, that's really important. Fault line! No! Whoa, what are you doing? Get over here. It's fighting invisible people that we don't see.
No, I was going after Timmons on my screen. Sleep kids. Well, whenever it's done with all that hotness. Turn around.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
I was asleep.
Watch yourself.
No, 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 no,
Stop.
fuck, fly. No, 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 no. No, 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 no! Ah!
Oh well. Can't win them all, right? Even when you try to give them a heads up.
It's fire.
Yeah. There's some people that get really upset when that happens, although others, they just kind of shrug it off.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm dead. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Definitely not. I'll just lie here in the lava.
Oh yeah, if you're like hard knocked down into the ground, you can just lie in there.
Yeah. Ow. That hurt.
Oh yeah, sometimes people just don't quite understand concept of safe bombing, so you just gotta kind of let them know next time around.
Yeah, and I don't personally mind it at all, because that's such a, like, I don't want to say niche, but I will say niche tactic.
I mean, you're more than welcome to put your bombs in front of it and see if it runs into him.
Yeah. Oh, you modded him. Good. Nice.
Yep. Bonk. Alright, I'm being gonna move over here in a minute.
Let's get this done.
Booster. There we go.
Nice. And now for the tail. Might as well just go for that instead.
Yeah, or at least an attempt on it.
Yeah.
Whee! Bam, bam, bam.
Ta-dam.
Ah! I am so terrified.
Oh no. Get over. No, no. Oh, too late. Or too early.
You know what I just realized about a
What?
quality of life
Mhm.
change? Whetstones. They're not going to be unlimited anymore.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I'm not so sure about. If it's a quality of life improvement. I mean, it does help, but I was never like, oh, I just used 20 whetstones.
Well, not necessarily use 20 of them, but you might forget to restock them, and you might be either low on them or you completely forgot to re-put them into your pouch. Like, say, if you're a gunner and you went back to Blade Master.
Yeah,
I've had moments where I
yeah.
forgot them.
Yeah. And of course, like stacking up on items mid-quest. That's one of the things. What do you think about the gem and streamstone system?
I like it. It really brings back memories of 4 Ultimate and the way they kind of did the Zenith gems. Because they kind of had, or they worked in a similar fashion where they boosted either attack, defense, or added some sort of health regeneration factor. Now, granted, they
Yeah, you're talking
probably
about the streamstones. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, like they've probably made them a substantial amount more difficult to obtain because of the Zenith gems. All you had to do was hunt a Apex monster, and they usually gave you them. But in this one, it's really up to fate if you get a streamstone that you need or not.
Yeah. That's definitely one of my gripes with the streamstones. I would really hope that they added those streamstones to the melding path. That's my like only thing that I would like to see added to the melding path.
Mm-hmm.
Like things like the gems that are currently in it, I don't understand it. Cause
Oh, you're
You know-
referring to the the base gems that you could just make straight up.
Yeah. I would understand it if it was... if we had mantles in the game. Then it would make sense that you needed to grind at least something.
Yeah.
But now it's like, yeah, just use a ticket to have a gem. And yeah, I was the original question was about the attack gems and jewels overall.
Hello.
Oh god, those things. Well, I kind of understand where they're coming from because the way they changed the skill system, they set it up to where you can really add on the attack because it's a single slot jewel.
Mm-hmm.
So with that
Welcome.
In mind.
not to mention, like they kind of had to either make it rare or they had to make it not as strong, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
But no, they did kind of make that getting those a little ridiculous. Not that I've had too many terrible issues getting them.
Yeah. Some people have, and it's like, if you really think about it, that's the whole point of Monster Hunter. It's the grind of getting certain items. And
Yeah, it's
it's kind of sure if you look at like the community overall, look at Reddit all the time, look at Twitter and Facebook all the time, and people are like, I got my attack jewel, I got 3 of them, I got 6 of them or something. Of course, that's going to get to you. But in the grand scheme of things, that's the point of the game, and if you're not going to get it tomorrow, or the day after that, or the year after that, that's fine. That's my point of view, at least. Alright, that was Timin's last quest. Yeah.
Yep.
See ya, Timin.
Thanks for joining us.
Definitely was fun to have you hunt with us and help us around with Kultarov.
Okay. I will be right back after really use the restroom.
Yeah, sure thing. So we now have an intro for Adopt a Hunter. I kind of whipped that up just for the stream's sake. I kind of whipped that up that I can kind of show you something at least. Please visit adoptahunter.org. And the t-shirts, of course, are incoming. Those that you donated are going to get your t-shirts if you had the t-shirt request. We are not currently selling these. This is just a notification for those that did donate and had the request. So yeah, look forward for those. They look amazing, and huge thanks to Wolf as well as the artist for making those. Alright, I'm probably going to link this stream on other places as well. Over there, I guess. We might be streaming a little bit longer as planned. We are already over 2 hours. Original plan was 2 hours, but probably going to go a little bit further.
With this small crew of tear-off killers. Okie dokie. Let's see. Just checking things on Discord real quick. Alright. Let me see if I can try to explain some things to him real quick.
Yep. You do that. Just going through some of the channels that I posted the stream to make sure that people are actually somewhat interested at least. Alright. I think one more Kultarot should be fine and probably wrap it up there.
Okay, that works.
Or like full Kultarot. I don't know. This is the second run, right?
Yes.
Alright, so probably like one after that.
Oh, an additional one. Gotcha.
Yeah. If that's fine with you.
No, that works for me.
Mhm.
Either way, I'm probably going to be playing something afterwards, if not continuing on with this.
Yeah. So I think
So it looks like all we have left is the tail and the horns.
yeah. We did quite well on that.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, I'm trying to think of anything else I need to explain to him.
Alright, you're explaining on the Discord.
Through the game, actually.
Oh, okay, okay.
Let's see.
I'll take my bombs with me as well. Might as well.
Giant barrels of highly explosive gunpowder. Never leave home without it.
Yeah. I always leave them home. It's better to have them in the box where they can explode.
Yes, because obviously my pants are big enough to fit such said barrels.
Yeah. But yeah, the reason why I kind of brought up the streamstone question was that I think it's a very common thought that the streamstones are way too rare to get the one
Oh,
that you want.
definitely. Like, not only are they rare, but they went through the hassle of dividing them up into weapon types.
Yeah,
Like in 4 Ultimate, it was so much easier because basically your Zenith gems covered every category of weapon. You just had to
Yeah.
obtain that itself.
hmm
So you
and
basically
I
have
do
people.
remember that even farming for Zenith gems was hard enough on its own because you
Mhm.
needed more than just 2 or 3 of them. You needed like a bunch of them. So
Yeah. Do you have your like your text chat thing turned off?
No.
Oh, no, never mind. I just now seen the messages.
Okay. Yeah.
I
It's
guess I'm so
just-
used to having the entire box up on my screen.
Yeah. Mine just fades out because it's a little bit hard to kind of put it in there and keep it constantly there, because Monster Hunter HUD is kind of in the way constantly.
That's another quality of life change I'm gonna miss is the USB keyboard. Does like I don't have a Switch yet. I plan on getting one
Mhm.
for Generation Ultimate, but do you know if it has any USB ports on it or anything like that?
I don't know actually. I think it has its own keyboard.
Okay. Well, I kind of.
accessory.
Oh, right, the soft keyboard. Yeah, I guess that wouldn't be too bad since it's basically a little tablet, anyways.
Yeah.
There it is. At last. Reminds me of that good time. Now get out there.
Now can 3 people do Gold Pharaoh?
Oh yeah.
That's a tough
It's
one.
See you around, buddy.
On Pursuit 3, yeah, it might be a little dicey.
Yeah.
Definitely not impossible. It's been done before.
Yeah, it has been done before. Is it moving at all, or what is it doing? Where is it even?
I think it pauses back behind that rock at some point.
You can do this.
Oh no.
Over here.
I'm ready.
Alright. Gotta wait for it to get into the magic spot. Come on. Come on. And fire.
Alright, I'll come over there to help you.
There we go. Yeah, so the gold knocks off. She stands there and get the cannon ready.
Alright, I'll go to the rocks.
Surprisingly, the slinger with the stone can reach. Boop. And then hopefully, if I got this aim right and I can do my timing, okay, I should be able to chip it with the next barrage. Or you can chip it with a great summon.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Apparently I
works.
can do that.
Alrighty then.
Alrighty then.
Alrighty then. Oh no, she is stopping. Aha! And then she accelerates to Mach 5.
Yep.
Plunk.
Where is this? Alright, I'll drop these rocks on him. It should fall down. And it's down.
Oh, nice.
I'm like hardcore trying to get this down on first stage. You're like, yeah, just fill up these cannons.
I mean, usually if you can get the orange tipped in the first stage, it's
It's
not
very-
that. Yeah, it's not that bad. But if you're having to like chip the horns in the final stage, then you have that much additional threshold to have to deal with when trying to
Yeah.
finish it.
Definitely. Oh, it's
Ah.
Alton. Alright, I'll try to get these
Extra.
rocks. Can you be on the second cannon? I'll take the first cannon.
Yeah, I gotta work my way up there. She's gonna steamroll that around that corner.
Yeah,
Oh, you're on that cannon over there?
yeah. Then this
Okay,
is the
yeah.
first cannon. I'll get the second cannon as well.
I'm heading over there.
Alright.
This one?
Yep. Just shoot it when it's going past it. Probably able to get... No, just one.
All right.
Working on grabbing some sleep knives again. I take it you have both the armor sets already, right?
Yep. Definitely.
Kind of figured you would.
I like when the first event was out, I didn't do anything else, just go.
Yeah, I was just wondering because the horn gold was back here and I didn't know if you carved it or not. Not that you probably need to at this point.
Yeah, I don't need the weapons, any of them. I have most of the important weapons already. And
One thing I'm really curious to see though, if they do introduce the whole G rank thing, is how they're gonna approach the armor in that manner.
like design-wise.
Like slot-wise, skill-wise, because the armor sets as they are now in high rank, they're still pretty good. Like
Yeah.
they're pretty decent when it comes to mixing and stuff. And usually the niche, as you would say, about G rank is they usually take the skill levels farther, and they have so much more armor slots than the high rank armor does. So I'm wondering how that'll go.
He died miserably. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can see the skills being way overpowered when G rank. If that's going to be the case, then.
But at the
skill-
same time, it depends on how hard they make G rank in World.
Yeah. But
But
you're
sometimes
still,
you-
unless they like increase attack maximum, like currently it's 7.
Mhm. Oh, like the actual skill level itself.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily in that manner, just like in how many skills you'll be able to actually fit into an armor set. Like usually with each whole armor set, it has, you know, designated skills and what skill levels they reach up to. And then depending if it doesn't already max that skill level out, it might push it further. Or in some cases, just have entirely different armor skills altogether, even though it's the same monster.
Yeah. I'm actually personally thinking something that combines, like we already have talismans that have 2 skills, like guard up and whatever the second skill on it was, something like that. would be an approach they could do, where you could get something like attack boost and defense boost on one gem or something. I don't know.
Oh, you mean like double or combination skills or something that provides benefits for multiple?
Like, you know how talismans were in previous games, right?
Yeah, yeah. They basically, if you got the
So
really
we-
good ones, they usually had 2 skills on them with slots and things like that.
Yeah. So now we don't have that in anything. We only have one skill things. So I'd like the gem, but that would kind of make things very overpowered at the same time.
Yes. And our instance where we just have high rank, that would. I mean, there is some talismans that do have double skills, but they are not
Yeah.
exactly kind of double skills that you're necessarily worried about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting and weird at the same time how they basically 360 the entire thing from
Yeah.
you basically get RNG decorations and then you make your charms.
It's like completely different, but still the same.
Same general idea.
Yeah.
Like you get lucky in how you get one thing, but you have to make the other.
Oh, thanks, Kachalaka. Oh no, that wasn't the thanks. Oh no! My first Kachalaka kill! No, or death. Oh my god.
Well, this might be interesting
What's-
to try to finish.
Yeah, I've died twice now. Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Why?
Is either you died twice or it was you and Fold Line, but I don't remember him going
Yeah,
down.
I
This one.
died once before to the freaking beam attack.
Hmm.
Oh man. I need to try hard now.
Oh man, you have to try hard. And that's if Fault Line doesn't get rolled over. Okay, done. Just in case I life parted him anyways. Bonk.
Oh, this is going to be good. Over 1000. Please. 640. What?
Oh, that's a weak hit. Oh, that looked painful.
Do we get the folder?
I'm wondering if the oh. No.
Oh,
Oh,
I
nice.
mounted. Nice. Even though completely wrong section, but whatever.
Now you just made my job harder to mount it in the last stage.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if the time zone difference kind of explains why we don't have too terribly many people.
I mean, it's... I don't know. It could be, yeah, because it's like morning time there. But for me, it's like evening.
Getting a little choppy there, Riven. Or Revon.
Oh, okay. So Discord is robot voice. right?
Not robot voice. You just kind of cut out intermediately.
Okay.
At least on my end. Hopefully it's not getting choppy on your stream there.
I don't think so. We can probably reset the or join in the Discord room if that helps.
Nah, it's not too terribly bad.
Okay.
Worst
It
comes
might be
worst,
the
I'll
way
just-
that I just speak.
Yeah, maybe.
Watch yourself.
Yeah. Why am I collecting this stuff? It's pointless.
By the off chance that we don't finish it in this run.
Now get out there and show us how it's done.
That's true, actually.
I don't think we got the tail last run, did we?
Nope.
Okay. So probably do sleep bomb on the horns and then kind of work on the tail. That way we have damage on the horns ready.
Mm-hmm. Oh no. I think I'm dead. Hopefully not. Fault line, don't die.
Ah, sick knives. Ah. Go to sleep.
Watch yourself.
Oh, affinity booster. Oh, do you want to try waking it up?
Yeah, I'll try it.
I guess we should have probably done the neck thing like Acrix does. Oh well. Oh, nice. Well, your initial hit kind of woke it up, but oh well. Still a good hit though.
Yeah.
And now it's super. Oh no! Dun dun
Dun,
dun.
dun. Good job.
Well, at
was
least you did
my
get the
fault.
last card.
My fault. Completely my fault.
Well, for the initial two, maybe.
Ooh, I got a Kultara's Golden Glimstone. That's
You
my
got a
own
glimstone.
reward.
Glimstone from failure, nice.
Yeah, that's like my. I think that's my 12th Glimstone.
Because obviously you still need those.
Yep. I can trade them for Devil Joe gems.
Do you still need Devil Joe gems?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I kinda initially wanted all of the weapons. But that plan kinda got delayed.
Well, I still need Devil Joe crowns, so that's always on the table.
Let's just do this goal and probably end there since this is kinda
You got stretched out.
yeah. So how do you feel about Adapt the Hunter releasing content outside of like Twitch, going for like YouTube and stuff like that?
Hello.
Because I know that's something that I was talking about with Wolf.
Sorry, what was that? You kind of got a little choppy again.
Okay, so what do you think about the Adapt the Hunter releasing content outside of just Twitch? releasing content on YouTube and elsewhere?
It's definitely a possibility, although it depends on how our content creators want to do that, whether it's our mods or if it's people within the community itself that just kind of want to help out and just kind of use the Adopt a Hunter branding, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were talking about doing some stuff yourself, right?
Welcome.
Yeah.
So
I was-
we kind of have the that small list of guidelines as to what you kind of need to do for the content.
Yeah. And I honestly think that the only way that it would work was if every single thing was one way or another brought into the YouTube channel itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's say some community member decides to make a guide video and brands it as Adopt a Hunter,
Right.
and it's on their channel only and never be seen on any of our channels, then it's kind of getting kind of forgotten.
Forgotten and complicated
Yeah.
because we don't know what it is that person actually went over. What'd be kind of nice is if we'd had, like, say, Adopt a Hunter YouTube
Like
channel
that,
itself, and then the content creators kind of sent a copy of the video. That way we can put it on the Adopt a Hunter YouTube channel if we ever made one. That way, not only
So good to see you.
not only is it on theirs, but it's also on, the designated one.
Yeah. But one of the issues with that I've dealt with that quite often is file size. If you make a video that's usually around 4 gigabytes, and
Mhm.
getting that to transfer over to anyone is really, really tough.
Yeah, it is. But there's multiple cloud outlets that you could use. Like there's Dropbox or there's Google Drive.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, it'd be kind of time consuming, but it's still an option.
Yeah. But that's,
So once we're done,
yeah.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that's just something that we've been kind of, or I've been suggesting to Wolf about, just making things active again, just not just through streams, also through just content creation, and making things like the curriculum as a video format instead of it being a text thing. But we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, another part of it is having people take the time to actually make the content itself.
Yeah.
There it is. At last.
Although at the same time, we have to
Something of that.
kind of be a little careful because at the same time, you don't want to obviously beat on the dead horse because there's a lot of other videos out there that have already been done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See you around, buddy.
So
That's
after a
true.
while, the information gets a little repetitive.
Yeah.
But it would be nice kind of having like a Adopt a Hunter series of introductory videos.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's really
No, that was
because there's really in-depth things that you can learn about Monster Hunter, but then again there's really simplistic stuff that you can kind of learn on the surface.
Over
yeah.
here.
which that could be what the Adopt a Hunter stuff is. It's the intro things,
Yeah,
so to speak.
like that's what I was like thinking about. It doesn't make sense for us to go through the like, okay, here's a build that you can use against Devil Joe and like the end game stuff. It's just repetition.
Right.
So definitely it's just simple stuff that's in the curriculum and things of that nature. Well, that
Like
didn't hit.
whenever things were starting out, and I think we're still messing around with the was it the Monster Hunter World beta? Granted, I didn't put the branding for it, and I think I might have made a small mention of it. But I did a quick video on the custom radio menu and kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
how to use it and things like that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, because back then it was still kind of like a new thing. Like it wasn't quite direct as to how to use it and how useful it could be.
Yeah,
Which, by the way, I love that thing. It makes gunning so much.
yeah. I actually like implemented that to my some of my when I was teaching my novice about combinations overall and how to make those work the best way.
Yeah, and I think I may just skip again. Oh well, it's on like what, Pursuit 4 now?
Yeah, it's actually better this way. Goes faster.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. That's another thing I'm really gonna miss if I do gunning in Generations again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to manually
Combinations.
go into the menu and combine. Oh, it's gonna be so terrible.
No, you don't actually need to do that. You have the.
Well,
Oh yeah. This is Switch. Yeah.
Proceed with
there's no custom radio menu to do the quick combining on the fly.
Yeah.
Oh well.
That was
I mean,
actually
that
one of
same-
the good things about the handheld consoles.
What was that?
One of the good things about the handheld consoles. Having
Or no,
the,
I mean, like, what was the good part about it?
having the combinations on the lower part of the screen. Or the second screen on 3DS.
Oh, that. Oh yeah, I guess there was that, wasn't there?
Yeah.
To where you could, Okay, yeah, I completely forgot about that part. But it wasn't as...
Oh, you still needed to kind of click on it and it wasn't as
Yeah.
fluent as it is in World. But it worked.
Yeah, it worked. I'll give you that. I actually forgot about that aspect.
Why am I alone fighting this thing?
I was grabbing knives. Because Chainsaw will be chipping the gold here. Although we won't have a horn chip up until probably put sleep, maybe?
Oh no, that hurt. Oh no.
No! 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 Live! No!
Oh god. I keep
Oh, just when I
failing.
broke the gold. Man, I should've just took another shot at the head to stop her.
Man. Alright, it's actually a good thing that we are stopping after this. I'm hungry. I have
Oh, yeah?
I ate like a hot dog for breakfast. Just realized how hungry I am. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, probably sounds like a good idea. Food break.
So how do you feel about the overall community so far for Adopt a Hunter? How it's developed?
I like it. It's nice. It's become a nice little community of people basically trying to help each other out and get used to the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously, surprisingly, a majority of basically our members are kind of in the North America, South America regions. So, and with that, we're usually waiting for the Monster Hunter releases after Japan already gets them, with the exception of World, because they kind of did the simultaneous release. So basically, the more successful it can be over here, the more possible titles that we can have simultaneous releases for in the future.
Yeah. And it doesn't just show on our community, it's other communities as well.
Trail somewhere.
People are interested in the game, and it's a good thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's a nice little place to have people of the experienced nature give a chance to help the newer people that have no idea what they're getting themselves into.
Yeah, and I see that actually constantly. Someone asking like like something that seems so simple and like which would be like a common sense or something. It really isn't, and that's what happens a lot of the times when you're teaching a novice, is that you don't necessarily realize to teach something because to you it seems so like self-explanatory.
Right.
You're-
Well,
you-
that's because you've played the previous title, so that just kind of comes second nature to you. Whereas you have to make sure you teach that to somebody. Like playing previous titles, you kind of realize that, oh, I need gems and stuff. I usually either break the face, cut the tail, or break the back in the newer titles.
Yeah.
Whereas people that are new to the game, they usually either have to look up those facts or ask somebody.
Yeah.
Well, except for World, I forgot they kind of introduced the hunter notes. Like they made them a lot more detailed than previous games.
That's true as well. A little bit more simple as well. I mean, it's surprisingly how well you can do with star system. It's like, yeah, the Thunder Elemental is 3-star. Use that.
Now get out there.
It works surprisingly well. Like,
Yeah.
If you compare the previous games, you're like, so the head is weak against thunder, but if I hit the tail, I should use dragon, right? But that doesn't really work like that.
And then you have the difference between blunt damage, sharp, or blunt and cutting, and then bullets.
Yeah, it's because one of the funniest things that I remember from back in the day on Monster Hunter 1 was no one really knew what dragon attack was until Fatalis was announced, which was like a year later after the release. So no one really knew what it was. So people were like, okay, so when Rathalos is charging at you, that's dragon attack.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
That sounds really awkward. Even though technically Rathalos isn't dragon, it's a wyvern.
It's a wyvern,
but,
yeah.
Again, that's not something that's directly on the surface, because you either have to look into the notes that say what the type of monster it is, or somebody has to tell you. Oh,
Oh, what is this?
I have not had to do this before.
No! I'm not ready to die. Oh!
And then it knocks over.
Oh my god.
That is such a douche move right there.
Yeah. I was there ready to be owning him, but no. He was smarter than I.
Alright, I don't think we got the tail yet, so I'm gonna try to work on that a little bit. Because I think if we do the tail and then put it to sleep and do the bombs, I think that should be enough to finish it off.
Alright. Turn your head over here, please.
Oh. Or we could just
Nice.
break right now.
Yeah. I
Uh,
figured they were close.
I like how there's just thorn pods just sticking, or kind of like floating around her face.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god. Just collect all these shinies.
The never-ending shinies.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's gonna end up in like what? Reward 15 or 16, I take it.
16 probably, yeah. Definitely need to cut the tail or break the tail to get 17. But as long as it's 15, it's okay.
Yeah. No, it looks like it's saying 15. I think that the tail break has quite a bit of points that it contributes
Mhm.
to.
Yeah. I think it's 700 or something.
Or no, the tail break is 120. I think it's the horns that's like 500.
Okay. I'll hope for the best weapons. I actually got my first anti-blast gem. Woohoo!
Because obviously you need that.
Yeah, I do need that against Basil Geese.
Basil Geese not too bad.
Yeah, especially now.
Like you think the glutton is good, you should get the tear out support and pierce it. It just absolutely cheeses it.
Okay. Well, I have that as well, so... Alright, let's see what I got.
Yep. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Something good.
Ah, no oranges.
Ah, yeah. Sweet Sack, Spark.
And only 2 of them were ones I actually didn't have.
I got Turret Blitz Glutton.
Again.
Of course. Ooh, that looks nice, but the damage is so low. I love how if you look at the Rarity 6 weapons, they have the best augment slots. And stuff like that. They're like all 3 slot augments at least.
Mm-hmm.
So good. Alright. I'm finally free for a bit. Are you guys going to keep going and have spots for one more? Yeah, so we are actually ending the stream, Wise. So
We might play afterwards. Not necessarily stream it, but I'd definitely be up for more questing.
yeah, Chippy is definitely ready to hunt. I'm personally taking a food break at least. Streaming takes a toll on you, so I might be a little bit longer than just a food break. But, you know, I might join you guys if I'm able. If you guys are going to hunt. But yeah.
You mean if you're not in a food coma?
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, definitely was a nice stream. I definitely want to do more of these and hopefully make them a little bit more natural. But
And
I
not
think,
forced.
yeah, but I think we still did a good job. Or would you agree or disagree?
It wasn't too bad. It'd be kind of weird judging my own performance.
I'm asking you if I did well. But yeah.
Well, yeah, you did fine. It's not a big deal.
Alright, so thank you everyone for joining in. I know we only have 5 viewers anymore, so people have dwindled off and gone to do other stuff. That's, of course, understandable. So yeah.
Yes, thank you for joining, and hopefully we will do this again sometime next week, give or
Yeah.
take.
Next week, sometime, maybe weekend. We'll see. See ya!
Goodbye.